Hello, my name is Quinn Burgess. I am the visiting assistant professor of costume design here at Boston College in the theater department. So the role of a costume designer is to create the design for the show sort of in advance of it getting built and then put on stage. So my job actually starts long before the rehearsal process and even before the costume shop has any idea of what's happening. And what I do is work with the director to read the script and figure out who the characters are and what they're wearing in the particular world that's necessary for that particular production and that particular play. I do a lot of research. There's a lot of research at this stage in terms of color, in terms of shape, if it's a historical period, things like that. And then I will start to draw. So I start to put my ideas that are all rolling around in my head onto paper. And that will then get presented to the director to approve or, more likely go back and make some changes and keep kind of finessing the details until it's all ready to go. Eventually, that gets also distilled down into specific lists of what we need to build, where we're going to get things from, what fabrics I need to buy if we're building something from scratch, or what materials, to make sure that the costume shop has all the things that they need so that they can then make the things from scratch or alter the things if we're pulling from our stock or purchasing, things like that. Candide is one of the biggest shows that I've done here at BC. Every actor has a base costume that encompasses 10 different items, and then many people play up to 10 or more different things as well. Any individual actor in the show can easily have 20 or 30 individual pieces, which is adding up to probably 200 to 300, maybe more. And in terms of looks, that's also, 100 or more looks for the entire cast. Once we have costume designs that are finalized, we can move those into the costume shop. So the costume designer's job doesn't end when the designs are finished. It means that they get handed over to the person who's going to execute the costumes. And here at BC, that's the costume shop supervisor.
Hi, my name is Jessie Azevedo, and I am the costume shop supervisor here at Boston College. So it's essentially my job to take all of the wonderful designs that Quinn shows me and then realize them. It can be quite a big effort here in the costume shop. It scales depending on the size of the show. But for Candide, which is a rather large show and a large build for us, it's an all hands on deck situation. So I have about 4 or 5 student employees who work here in the costume shop. And then I have another 6 or so students who are actually taking a class called Prep Lab, which is in the costume shop. And they also help work on building shows while also building other skills. So one of the neat things about our costume shop is that we are an educational shop because we're at a university. I mentioned before the students in the Prep Lab class, they come in oftentimes knowing very little about sewing, and we walk them through the very beginning steps of learning how to thread a needle and tie a knot at the end. They start right away on all of the small stuff that happens in costumes and shows, so like sewing on buttons or adding closure. And then as the semester progresses, we help teach them more skills so that by the end of the semester, they are working right alongside of us, using the sewing machines, and helping really put some of the pieces together.
Candide is going to be fun. It's going to be full of great acting. It's going to be full of great music, great costumes, of course, but also a fabulous set. And it's going to really, I think, show off the capacity of our department for what we can do. And hopefully it will be a fun time. So it will certainly be an exciting adventure.